Hi, my name is Apu and welcome back to the Cool Indian. As a quick recap of our personality development journey, we discussed about how to look good for men. This included both our dressing and hairstyle. If you followed the basic principles and started implementing them, I assume that your surroundings have already noticed the changes and starting to react in a more positive way. New people have now noticed this Indian, and naturally, the next step is to start talking to them. We are also a bit more confident now and ready to talk. But there's a problem in the form of our accent. One of the biggest stereotypes against Indians is our accent. So let's get to the basic question. Is having an accent bad? The answer is no. An accented English means that you're at least bilingual. You have a different mother tongue besides English, and you carry the sounds from your mother tongue to English. Germans, Scandinavians, French, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Arabs, Africans, everybody has an accent. As long as your accent does not disturb the conversation, it's perfectly okay to have an accent. Alright, so why make fun of the Indian accent and make it a big deal? It's not the accent itself that's a problem. The idea that Indian people are not so good looking, boring, creepy, and nerdy is often tightly coupled to the Indian accent. So when people make fun of the accent, it's the stereotypes that they're actually making fun of. That's the reason why people with other accents make fun of our accent. A few years ago, when I had a thick accent, I was made fun of by a few Romanians, Armenians, and Swedes. Funny enough, they all have an accent too. So for people to start considering the Indian accent just as sexy as a French or a Spanish accent, all we need to do is to drive away all the negative stereotypes associated with the Indian accent and flatten it a little bit so people can understand us. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, have a look at Veer Das's comedy clip from Conan's talk show. An average looking, well dressed, confident, not creepy, interesting Indian with a mild Indian accent. This guy has taken the first step to turning the Indian accent into a sexy one. I will link the video in the description box below. Have a look. We have already handled the first issue and we're looking the best we can. We will continue to work on other issues in the future. Alright, so what are my tips to flatten our accent? Number 1. The easiest and the quickest way to work upon your accent is by listening to other accents. In India, we listen to the Indian accent all the time and it stays within us. The more you're exposed to native English speakers, the faster you lose your accent. Slowly their intonation gets into you and your accent changes. If you want a real life example, there is a YouTube channel called Bharat in Germany. Look it up if you've not already. This guy Bharat is basically born and raised in India. His girlfriend is German and his accent is slightly German too. What I meant with this example is that the more you listen to someone, the faster you pick up their accent. Personally, I watch a lot of shows by Kevin Hart and Will Smith. I try to listen to how they speak and repeat sentences with the same intonation, and hence I have a slight Afro-Americanish Indian accent, or at least I'd like to think so. Number 2. Stress the correct syllable. For a lot of Indian languages, the word stress lies in the initial part of the word, whereas in English, except for a very few words, the word stress usually lies in the later parts of the word. Compare the stresses in the words dhanyavad and electric. So to get the correct pronunciation of the word, either pick up a grammar book and memorize the rules, or an easier way is to practice your English while watching your favorite TV show. Number 3. Look it up at a dictionary. Every time you encounter a new word or have a doubt about the pronunciation of any word, look it up at the dictionary. My favorite one is the Oxford's Learner's Dictionary, and I have bookmarked it in my computer. One can choose to listen to the pronunciation of the same word in American English and British English and then pick the easiest. Number 4. Be modest and ask for help. Remember that it's perfectly okay to accept that you're not a native English speaker and ask for help even while in the conversation. People usually start laughing at you only when you make assumptions and make a mistake. When you ask for help, it makes the listener feel respected and you learn a new word. It's a win-win situation. Let's look at this scenario for example. I ate a cucumber. That's pronounced cucumber, Apu. Bharat, English is your mother tongue. You should know this. How do you say this word? Did you mean cucumber, Appu? Number 5. If you've tried your best with all the above pointers and none of it worked for you, this is one easy tip. To make communication clearer, talk slowly, space your words properly. This will give enough time for the listener to understand you, and the listener will also understand that English is not your mother tongue and be nice to you. Working upon accents is not a one time activity. You need to work upon it actively every day and keep correcting yourself. It's tough, but the results are extremely rewarding. You get immense amount of confidence and feel like a completely new person when you've succeeded. There will still be those occasional words where your Indian accent just sticks out. During those occasions, just smile and proudly say that you have a mild Indian accent. That's the sexy accent we've been talking about from the beginning. Thanks for watching the video, guys. As usual, if you think I've missed some important tip, just make a comment below. If you think this information was useful and want to support our effort, like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you soon in an upcoming video.